Skype?
Yeah.
Okay.
Do you want to turn the screen on?
Mary, say happy birthday, Bhante.
Oh, thank you very much.
That's Mary's.
Yeah,
We were
Mary.
talking earlier about things thankful to Satya, and these are a few of them.
Can't get it. Can't get it. Can't quite get it.
Okay. We were talking earlier about things that we're thankful to you for. Thankful to you and those that and these are a few of them.
Oh.
We're thankful for your sense of humour because it's got a hard time. We thank you for teaching us a solution our relationships to pain. And God just said, when I hear the word refuge, I think of Satipanya. It's my spiritual home.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sadhu.
You say sadhu, sadhu,
Sadhu.
Thank you.
Should we turn it?
Huh?
The screen round.
Well, you've got to see it too, you see. It's me, I'm sitting too far back, really.
We're probably going to try to get some Skype off now. So we have a few moments. If you ever find a dynamic liberty between your love of Saint God and Jesus and how you integrated that into Buddhism.
Well, I had a struggle with, I had to make sense of Jesus, there's no doubt about that, because it was just so deeply buried in my heart. And I struggled with that for a very long time. And I had to come to some sort of understanding. And I used to go, while I was in Sri Lanka, to see a friend who was a Hindu, but he had been a Catholic. And it was funny, he kept talking about imagery, kept talking about metaphor. And I just wasn't getting it, because in Theravada everything is so scientific, it's so one of these, 10 of those. Like there's not much theatre, there's not much poetry in Theravada as such. And it just came upon me just all of a sudden while I'm struggling with, the essential mystery of the body and the wine. Like what's he trying to get across with that? And this is of course my own interpretation, that when he talks about this is my body and this is my blood, most people think he's talking about Jesus. He's talking about the body. He's talking about, in fact, even in the scriptures there, he says that to some people and they're disgusted with him. It's like cannibalism. But if you think about the Christ within, if you think about the Buddha, then ask yourself, what is the base of our Buddha nature? What's its platform? It's awareness, isn't it? Sati. What vivifies it? It's that intuitive grasp of things. So it's two sides of the same coin, the bread and wine, the awareness, and this intuitive grasp of things. And that's what I think, and that's what I, understood his teachings to be about. And when I told this to the last Archbishop of Canterbury, he said, very interesting. Rowan Williams, yeah, very interesting, he said. So once that was sorted, it sort of, it made sense to me what he was trying to do, because I think, frankly, he was trying to lift the Jews out of monotheism into something beyond that. In the same way that Hinduism moves from Vishnu, Brahma, and who's the other fella? Vishnu, Brahma, and don't you know, for heaven's sake? Trying to lift them out to Brahman. So it's moving into that non-personal, non-dualistic level. And now you'll find teachers in Christianity that are teaching exactly that. Cynthia Bourgeot, Professor Cynthia Bourgeot. You get her tapes, and they're teaching Jesus as they're calling him the wisdom Jesus, and they're teaching him as a non-dualist teacher. See? Now what happened, of course, was that Paul began to teach it to the empire. Where were the empire? They were in what do they call it before monotheism? God, see, my brain's going now. Polytheistic, right. A polytheistic religion isn't about morality, it's about power. You need the gods to do what they are supposed to do, so you offer them, sacrifices and all that sort of stuff. The shift towards monotheism, was a complete shift, and it all happened 2,500 years ago, with the Buddha, with what was happening in the Upanishads, with Lao Tzu, with Socrates, and with Moses. That was a huge shift in human consciousness. But the Buddha sort of went just one step beyond, because there's no God, there's no personal God in Buddhism. So he's already there at the pinnacle of non-dualism. And Shankaracharya, I read a book called The Critical History of Hinduan Philosophy. And according to this philosopher, Shankaracharya, the great teacher of Hinduism, actually took everything from Buddhism and made it into Hinduism and turned it into a non-dualistic religion. That's how I struggle with it.
Ah.
The monsters from Brighton.
Birthday, Bhante.
Happy birthday,
Bhante. Bhante, you're the same age as Donald Trump.
What, you want me to commit suicide?
Bhante, if Samuel Beckett had ever written a Buddhist play, it would be the story of your life. Thank you for a wonderful Dharma talk. It was great.
Thank you. I was rushed. Noreen rushed me.
We listened all afternoon to that.
Yeah.
Sorry? Say that again.
We could have listened all.
Yeah.
Yes, well, I was ready for all day, actually.
So in the People's Republic of Brighton, Bhante, to do the democratic approach, rather than have a person, you've got all of us just sitting here.
Did you get that? Rather than...
Kind of.
Rather than a spokesperson, yes, that's right, yeah.
So we were thinking, well, I think each of us were thinking earlier about what comes to mind when we think of you coming and teaching in Brighton. For me, despite all, of course, all the wonderful teachings at the great day retreats, Ship Street Gardens, the Dharma School, but the thing that always comes to mind for me is trying to find new and unusual places for a siesta after lunch.
Well, it's necessary. I can't hear.
Gone quiet.
We've lost you.
And then more recently, it's been in a paper mache castle in the nursery room at the Dharma School, surrounded by cuddly toys.
Happy birthday to Sarah as well.
Oh,
We lost
I don't know if you can hear us. Okay.
There she is.
It comes and goes. You're going ta-da.
See ya.
Ta-da.
Bye. Bye.
Yeah, we're ashamed.
Are they seeing this? As
Yeah,
well?
they're seeing us, yeah.
And all the pictures they're
I
seeing.
think, oh yeah, yeah.
That's good.
Oh yeah.
Mm.
Supposed to be.
Yeah.
So anyway,
Well, I wouldn't do it again. I mean, it's been worthwhile. You know, I mean, like, it's been worth the life, but I don't want to do it again under any circumstance. I mean, what I'm hoping is that I come back, if I have to come back, with a bit more wisdom. I don't fall into these great big catastrophes.
So would you book 3 hours for this topic?
Absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, we talk about the Buddha's great, you know, the great enunciation, the great deliberation, the great determination. Well, the only thing I ever did was the great black hole. I was trying to get out of it. But it was, you know, to me it was a miracle coming across the teaching. It just lifted me out so quickly, you know, and grounded me.
Can you remember what was it that you read in that book about teaching that really changed your attitude towards it?
Oh, no, I can't. I can't remember at all. But all I knew was that after I finished the book on, and I've been trying to find it, but it's not there. I'm going back to Burma, and I'll probably visit that monastery and see if I can find it. But it was it's a strange thing, isn't it? That books find you, people find you. You know, it's weird, isn't it?
What was the title of that book again?
I think it was just like, you know, teaching. Something like that. Well, it was the Course of Miracles, teaching, you know, the need for teachers, something like that. It's only a thin little book. Somebody had published this little collection. It was really weird. But I think it's surprising how all you've got to do is ask, isn't it? Ask and the door should be open. Knock, all that stuff, you know.
Yeah.
When do you go to Japan? You said about Dogen was one of your draws. Could you say any more about that?
Well, it's only because of that connection with Throstle. And I've always wanted to visit the the original monastery, because that's where Roshi Kennett, you know, if you want to read a biography of somebody living in a Zen monastery, training in a Zen monastery, read the biography of Roshi Kennett. She was there for about, I don't know, 3 or 4 years, I think. I think I'm right. Did anybody else read it? No. And I mean, it's a story of a half, because she's the only woman, you know, and she's coming across all these very male males, and she's trained, yeah. So I wanted to visit that just as really as a thanksgiving, you know, to go to a place, and it had such an effect on me. Yeah. I'm taking Carl. Yeah.
So when are you actually going?
April 2nd for about 3 weeks.
Great.
I went to ask cheekily, when you saw this glowing tree, it wasn't your mate Dave's that you were just in and are you still in contact with him?
No, actually, I skipped over this, but I had 2 fears. I had 2 hypochondriacal fears. The first was going mad. From about the age of 13, 14, I always felt I was going to go mad. And that left me with that out-of-body experience. The other one was paralysis. And I went through this peculiar moment when, as I joined the order, my body was flinging itself all over the place. I once woke up in the middle of the night with my body just, it's coming on.
I'm ready. Go. That shouldn't have happened.
Oh, hello.
Hi.
Yay. Look how many people. I know. That's Dublin, yeah.
There's Margaret.
Yes, that's Margaret.
Happy birthday, Bhante.
You're slightly off screen there, Catherine.
Yeah.
Is that,
Yeah, you're right.
is that Catherine?
Try and get in the middle. Screen the
Turn it. I don't think that will change the lens.
Okay.
Do it just to get the other hand.
Oh, that's
No, it doesn't change the lens.
That's it, better, yeah.
It is. I didn't think it would do that. Sorry about this.
There you go.
That's Eugene, isn't it? You'll get there,
There we
Eugene.
go.
I believe in
Thumbs
you.
up.
I believe in you, Eugene.
Yeah. Okay. There we go.
Very good. Oh, wonderful. Wonderful to see you all.
So you're going to speak, Ethel?
Bhante, just to wish you a happy birthday, and I was thinking that from what you said just now, that you were in your not wanting to teach phase when you came here almost 30 years ago today to teach that retreat in Tala. And for me, it was a huge turning point. So it was one of my blessings. So thank you.
Thank you. Is that it?
But it was almost 40 years to the day.
Yeah, close to it, yeah. Can you hear us okay? Is the sound okay?
Yeah, yeah, we can hear you.
But we missed that last bit.
Yeah, there's a lovely silence.
Okay.
This is Jimmy here. I was also at that retreat, and I can remember quite well. And I just want to say that even though I had never been to Satipanya, I still hold you as my teacher, and I hope you don't take any umbrage at me not turning up. I want to say as well, seriously, that the talk that you've given is such a real talk about a real person, and not somebody stuck in kind of high pollution kind of philosophy or something. And it makes such a difference that you can mix both. You can mix both of them so well. And it's a joy to have you as a teacher. I want to put emphasis on the word joy. Grateful in the midst of all the confusion and despair. So thanks very much.
Thank you.
Yeah, and Bhante, I sort of paralleled you a little bit in going to Throstle Hole as my first point of call for Buddhist teaching. I think I was possibly a few years behind you. But I was struggling with their approach, which I found rather rigid and overly dogmatic and controlling. So it was great relief for me when I did the retreat with you and Bodhidhamma in '87 in Birmingham. It was quite a turning point for me. And it was a big turning point for our group when you came to Dublin the following year and moved in the sort of more Theravada way than the Zen way. So thank you for your teaching over the years.
And I want to say that hearing the story about your oven cigarettes was so relieving. On the first weekend I did with you, we didn't know the rules. We didn't know we couldn't eat. So we rubbed bananas in the kitchen. I never told you that. I'm getting it off my chest.
Absolutely.
So we just birthday again, and I think it's gone. And I just want to wish you happy birthday from all of us, and look forward to teachings in the future. Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Take care. Thank you.
Bye. Bye.
Where was I before that interruption? It's gone.
You were talking about the woman who was had gone to a monastery where she was the only woman.
Oh yeah, that's Roshi Kennett. Yeah, but I don't know what in context. It's part of being 70. Can't remember a thing. It's great. Every moment is new. Who are you again?
What your hopes are for the next 10 years?
Sorry?
What are your hopes for the next 10 years?
That I continue to live. I think I need a bit more time to... I mean, what I would like is a halo of teachers. Do you like that? A halo of teachers to be established here, 7 or 8 of them. so that the place just has that background of good teachers, you see. At the moment we have 3. So there's Carl, Aya and Hus. Put your hand up, Hus, please. They're probably going, yeah, there we are, you see. So he comes and does the retreat. So it'd be nice to have that, you see. And hopefully to find a way to run this place which doesn't depend on me. That's my target for the next 5 years. And then I'll disappear. Yeah, that would be my hope anyway. Go on.
I was going to say disappear in what respect? As in go somewhere?
No,
No,
just no. I don't think I'll only disappear when it's time to go.
I'm wondering about you talked before about Gaia House and the dilemma of becoming a layperson and disrobing, and it's quite unusual. Well, I suppose we think of monks within a group, and you've chosen to be on your own. And I just wonder about your commitment to being in robes and to sticking with the monastic order despite, but not being with other people.
Yeah. No, it's true. Lone monks are known. You don't, you will get monks who are quite happy to be on their own. It's not a choice. It's just the way I've ended up. There are no Western monks that I was involved with in Sri Lanka who could have come over with me. There just weren't any. That's the end of it. So I was basically on my own from the beginning, you see. It would have been nice to have had a partner or somebody to run the place, somebody whom you're compatible with. You have to remember that just because you're a monk doesn't mean you like the person. You know what I mean? It's like, it's a varied community. But there have been many times throughout the 30 years, this is my 30th year, where, I've wanted to leave. There was one point where I was going to bed saying, right, tomorrow that's it, we'll get out, we'll do something useful. And I'd wake up in the morning and I'd say, well, God, I'll give you just one more day. And in the end, I just had to laugh. Now, every time I came to this point of wanting to leave, I couldn't think of anything at all in society that attracted me. I went through the whole job, and I usually ended up with a fantasy of stacking shelves and going back to the garret and doing my meditation. So I said, well, I can do that without stacking shelves. So I never left. Every time that, there were times when I was very close. One of them was at the end of that escapade up in North London. That was an obvious time where, I didn't know where to go. I was nowhere, but there was nothing I just ended up faffing about.
What about the robes, Bhante? What about the actual
robes?
Yeah,
well, I'm stuck with the colour. I'd love to wear blue. It'd be great, pink. I'd love to wear pink. See, look, pink. Pink like. What do you mean by the robes?
Well, I suppose why not just become a layperson teacher?
Oh, I see. Oh, very good.
Hello, greetings from Westbury.
Hooray! Very good. How are you? Very good.
We have one teenager here in pajamas, Bhante. Is that okay? She appears.
She's wearing pajamas. Yes, that's all right.
Pajamas to give you birthday greetings.
Oh, very good.
We wanted to show you the birthday cake that we will be celebrating your birthday with, and
fancy.
Very soon. So we're just bring it a little bit closer. Yeah.
Don't slide it on.
We'll be eating your words very soon, Bhante. So, the cards that we sent based on some of the memories that we had visiting. I just wanted to share one little story that we still find amusing, and it was the time that we climbed up Mount And for those of you who don't know where it is, it's a mountain of spiritual significance here in West Kerry, named after St. Brendan the Navigator, who went from these shores to America. So a few years ago, we hiked up it with Bhante, right at the top where there's a beautiful Catholic cross and an inscription and a little cairn of stones. So Bhante decided that at the top of the mountain on a clear blue sky day, very calm, that he would chant. So he sat in the little cairn and he began his chant, his Pali chant, which we joined in, and then suddenly this wind whipped up, started blowing around us at the top of the mountain, and Bhante put up his hands and he said, "The wrath of St. Brendan is upon you." So that's one of the memories we have from one of your visits here to us, Bhante.
Thank you.
Anything else to say? Anything or ask anything?
Bhante, John here, just to wish you a happy birthday.
Thank you.
And to remind you that your first 10-day retreat, you performed in Canada in the Bugview Hostel over 20 years ago. So you've gone from strength to strength, and we thank you for your inspiration.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Keep the cake. I'm coming.
If we could keep you in peace, we would, but we'll send you photos of it. We're just going to light the candles now and sing you out from West Kerry.
Hooray! Thank you very much. Yeah.
You know,
Lisa,
do you know it?
Yeah.
Come on, we're going to sing it in Irish, Bhante. Happy birthday to you in Irish. You've had it in Pali and you're getting the Gaelic version now. Yeah. La breha hanadich, la breha hanadich, la breha, la breha, la breha hanadich.
Hooray! Thank you very much. I'll eat the head.
Bhante, what's your funniest teaching experience?
Funniest teaching experience? Can't think of any. Funniest? What do you mean by that? Funniest teaching experience?
Actually, you've got a question to answer as well. But yeah, when you answer a question.
That was about the robes.
Yeah.
See, I remembered. The robes. Why don't I? Oh, I see. Well, the robes are a guardian, really, because you have to behave in a certain way when you walk around in robes. But it's just you just get used to it. It's just I haven't even thought about that really.
The question was about other than that, have you thought about being a Dharma teacher, but as a layperson?
Oh yeah, that's what I thought. Yeah, but it doesn't attract me because Dharma teachers they get support, but remember they've got massive overheads. Sometimes they have children, they have cars to run, all that sort of stuff. Being a monk really releases me from all that sort of baggage. Shouldn't call it baggage really. Should call it delight. And that releases me from the delight of ordinary life. So that my, once I've got my laptop and stuff like that, that's it. If I left, it would, I don't know. It just doesn't attract me. I mean, I'm conditioned now. It takes such a long time to recondition yourself. I just feel comfortable in the robes. It's as simple as that. And I haven't got long to go anyway. What's the point of? Hello, Mike. Our building consultant, upon whom we are dependent.
Hi, Bhante.
Hi.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
I'm getting distracted here. I've got two things going on at once. There seems to be a delay on the. Hi, Bhante, can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Well, happy birthday.
Thank you.
And thank you so much for all the teachings you gave me over the years that we've been building together. There was one incident that actually typifies you, which you've probably actually forgotten. But we were away in Suffolk, and we went to a church. And whilst we were wandering around, the verger came out and gave us a guided tour. And there was a chap came into the church who was distressed, didn't have any money to get home, was obviously in an incredibly bad way. And before the verger could actually say anything, you'd put your hand in your pocket and gave the guy £5. And the verger was so blown away. It was just, he couldn't believe your generosity and your instant kindness. And that's a memory that sticks with me when I think of you most of the time.
Thank you very much, Mike.
It was a very generous moment, and it just typified your embodying loving kindness. Really a nice moment.
Yeah. Yeah, that was a good moment I had.
Well, we all have them sometimes.
Exactly that.
Yeah.
Take care.
Well, I hope there's another 70 years worth of Bhante's influence, if not presence, in South Banyan. Certainly the building will last another 70 years. That's
yes. I'll see you Thursday.
Yes.
He's coming up to check it out. A funny teaching moment, I can't think. Pam.
This is sort of related to that. I've known you for a really long time. 40 years, probably.
Yes.
And you always were really, really, really funny, and I think you're still really funny, and so do lots of people. Really appreciate your sense of humour. How important do you think a sense of humour is in the spiritual life? Not just yours, but everybody's spiritual life. Do you think that a sense of humour has a place?
Well, definitely, it's catching the irony, isn't it? It's catching the paradox, seeing the paradox. Okay. Remember, in Zen Buddhism, once you break through the delusion, there's this great guffaw, you know, this great laugh that it's all been this stupid mistake. Now you've messed up. Ooh, hello, Ricardo, come in. Is that over now? Is it?
Yeah.
Ah, that's it.
Actually, let's go.
Fantastic. Thank you very much. So yes, how are we doing for time? Tea time, is it?
No, there's stuff to do yet.
Oh, so yes, humour.
So Bhante, I'd like to take this opportunity.
Yes.
To present you with a cheque.
Oh my goodness.
Quite a large cheque.
Yes.
This is donations, as you know, from all of the Sangha. A very generous offer has been made to round up what was donated.
Fantastic.
To give us this figure of £7,070 and 70 pence.
My goodness, look at that.
70, 70, 70.
That's not bad, is it? 70, 70, 70. Yeah, I'm particularly relieved because it means I can get a return ticket. That's wonderful. Thank you.
Spelled the wrong name wrong.
Bodhidhamma. No, it's not. No, it's not. Hey, Bodhidhamma. No, it's not.
No, I'm joking.
Oh, you're joking. Kill that man.
Nori's asking me also to remind us that we've got other groups sitting around the world. We don't know exactly how many people have been tuning into the broadcast, but we will find out. But there's Ursula in Liverpool, the group there.
That's right.
Sandra and Gianni are in Italy, who are on retreat at the moment, but they send us good wishes in spirit. And Michelle in Switzerland, and the group there. And Marina at Terre de Ville in France.
Ah, Marina. There we are. Thank you.
Over to...
Ooh. Oh, look at that. Thank you.
So we wanted to present you this little Parinibbana Buddha as a symbol of the big Parinibbana Buddha that unfortunately couldn't get here in time for your birthday.
No.
So and Richard's son Simon bought it in Sri Lanka.
Did he?
Yeah.
Oh, right.
So
he's happy, isn't he?
He posted it.
He's very happy, look.
He chose one.
Yeah.
You get a crick in the neck if he stays like that. Thank you very much. I'll put that here. Thank you.
Okay, and we also wanted to give you this little book.
Basho's Travel, yeah.
Yeah, for you to read on your pilgrimage.
Fantastic.
So, yeah, it's the 17th century haiku poet's account of his own pilgrimage in Japan.
Yeah.
Apparently, he also wanted to go all his life on a pilgrimage and managed to get round to it later in life. So yeah.
That's lovely. Thank you.
Sadhu.
Sadhu.
Sadhu. Sadhu.
Oh my goodness, more.
I'm not sure. I don't think that this is working, Peter. No, is it? Right, just hold on one moment. Talk among yourselves, hold on. That sounds a bit like me. So, Bhante, I was glad to see you got at least one birthday card through the post, because otherwise, yeah, you might have been a little bit disappointed that we've forgotten you. But what happened was, we asked everyone to send their birthday cards to Dea and Richard, who then bound them
Oh
up
my goodness, look.
into that lovely book. Yeah, that's right. So, what we asked people to do was to maybe find a photo or a quotation or something that represented however you had touched their lives over these past years. And I think you will find that there are really very beautiful expressions of gratitude and appreciation there, and friendship, and also some attempts to illustrate the Dhamma, which might give you a little bit of a fright. Who knows? Who knows what? But, so your great gift to us has been to really bring the Dhamma alive in your teachings and your interactions, so that we thought for your birthday you might like to just take a back seat and let what you have given out to us over the years be reflected back. And also, anyway, we really enjoyed approaching the Dhamma this way, you know, trying to find pictures that would illustrate things like dukkha and anatta and so on. So, if you can enjoy reading through it as much as we enjoyed putting it together, we will be very happy.
Thank you very much. That's lovely.
Sadhu, sadhu, sadhu.
Bhante, if you thought that looked like quite a few cards,
Oh my goodness.
we've got a few more here for you. This is another book that we put together in a portrait format.
Oh, that's lovely.
And in this box here are some more cards and a scroll from Sister Ruth.
Oh, Sister Ruth.
And I think you'll find that that's obviously from the group who made the cake.
It looks like.
Yeah, I know.
Who does it look like?
Simpsons.
Simpsons, yes. Thank you so much. It's a lovely box too.
So that's come and stop me there.
It does, doesn't it?
Yeah.
That's disgusting. Thank you so much. It's been a joy. Oh heavens, more.
Happy birthday, Bhante.
Thank you, Pam.
Very important person in my life. When we were young and carefree.
Yes, in those happy days.
In Birmingham. And I wasn't going to say anything, so it's written, so I think I'll just read what
Right.
Yeah. So these two pictures, you'll see what they are. You know what they are because you said they were okay.
Yes.
For Satipanya. So the story is that we were travelling around Malaysia and went to a Buddhist centre, I think it was in Malacca, and explained Satipanya. And the very nice woman there, the nun, said, you must have these two pictures on very thin rice paper. Now, we were going around Malaysia with small backpacks, 2 weeks, New Zealand 5 weeks, Cambodia, Bangkok. So these pictures
have been around the world.
Have been around the world. Eventually got them back home to Stroud, brought them to you to see if you'd like them for your birthday, and you said yes. So they went back to Stroud to be framed, and now they're here.
Yeah. Oh.
So with lots of love from me, Paul, and Jack and Rosie.
Fantastic, thank you. Can I open it?
Yeah, you certainly can.
There we are. Right, okay, well, let's see what we can do here. The suspense.
This is a practice in patience.
And you're the only other person I know that opens presents the way I do, and I drive everybody insane.
Right.
They want me to rip all the pages off, and I pull all the bits apart.
Oh, no, you
I can
can't.
say it's a Manchester tradition.
Yeah, you can. It must be. Yeah, you can't just rip it off, can you? Not that they've spent so much time putting it together. I think I can slip it out actually from there. Hold on. There we go. Slowly. Hey, are they beautiful?
I can't believe that we travelled round with them. We travel like small day packs for 12 weeks. And we actually managed to get them here without any tears.
Beautiful.
Thank you so much.
Pleasure.
Oh my goodness. Fantastic. Fantastic, thank you so much.
That's it now.
That's it, great. That's it, cup of tea now, is it?
I've just got to say something, divert the attention away from you, Bhante, for just 1 minute. And just say something on behalf of the Satipathy trustees, which is to mark and thank everybody for the fantastic effort that's gone into this day and how it's worked so well. Firstly, I'd like to thank Charles and Heather, Pete and Mark, who are here today. Thank you very much, it's been fantastic. And I also understand that Paul could have been here, but he isn't. He's unwell, and just to send our best wishes to him and thanks to him as well. And then to thank you, of course, thank the Satipathy Sangha, which has been fantastic today. It couldn't have worked without you, and thank you very much. And then to say that behind every great effort and event, there's always a committee. And we had the birthday celebration committee, I think they call it. Satipathy Celebration Committee. And I'd particularly just like to thank Aya, thank Noreen, Sarah, Dea, and Richard, and Mark the voice. And thank you very much and for all your help, and well done. Thank you.
And for anybody out there in the world who hasn't made a donation yet, the lines are still open until midnight tonight. So get on PayPal.
So, can we say that people who stay behind can have a piece of my cake?
Yes.
Yes. Yeah? I'm not supposed to eat it by myself.
Doesn't it look lovely?
It's fantastic. Oh my goodness.
Gwen made the cake.
Oh yeah.
Gwen made the cake. Oh,
That's what you call a fruit cake.
that's what that is, a fruit cake. Very good.
Bhante, do you want to tell people at home whether or not going to come back after New Year is when we say goodbye now?
I didn't feel people had any further questions or anything. So
all right. Yeah.
I think we've done, haven't we?
Yeah. Right.
Any further questions can be emailed.
Answer them on your 80th birthday party. Can I just interchange that? There is a small sort of extra gift from the local Satipathy group, the Thursday night meeting. But I'm going to have to disappear in a minute.
Okay. And then come back.
No, and leave it outside. So actually, if we go for tea out,
it'll be there.
You might be able to see it.
Oh, very good.
Yeah.
Very good. Let's go for tea.
You always wanted a dog, didn't you?
Oh, I do not want a dog.